This is the first live sharing session on topics related to energy manager. The topic today basically role of energy managers and challenges of registered electrical energy managers in Malaysia. The session is about 1 hour and a half. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the first about 20 over minutes. So I hope the sharing from the about 1 hour over sharing here is useful for you. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching and thank you for sharing this. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.
At our challenges is how to overcome that, and what are the other area which not impact the patient or our service level together.
Alright.
So itu yang cabarannya. So of course dari segi bangunan punya operation kita try to apa alternatif yang benda lain atau equipment yang high consumption untuk to carry out the reduction of energy consumption. So of course, as a team with the facility team or with the area owner, there is a challenges lah.
Alright.
And of course, based on the downliner or daily usage of equipment user, we need to interview them, understand the equipment operation, dia punya criteria, and compliance to healthcare services standard. And in same time, the facilities teams from the downliner, we have to listen as an energy manager or energy coordinator or energy manager lah. Person in charge should be just listen to their feedback as well. That's very important. Payroll to overcome or to achieve your target or the management services yearly energy reduction untuk meet dia punya target.
Alright.
So from that, even though you not convinced with the top management to invest in the high technologies proposals such as like solar panel, all this,
right.
by the basic things we can carry out with zero investment, which is initial to step up and convince to the management lah.
All right.
That's my
Very nice. Thank you very much. I think very enlightening. Okay, it's a good start. Okay, thank you because it's a dream. You like it or not, you have to talk, right? You have to send messages. Communicating. So use the platform today. Try to share your thought and knowledge, right? And then so that we can also polish our communication skill as well. So can I go? Thank you very much just now for the sharing. And can Mr. Pon Rahena can continue?
Yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned before, memang the challenges is macam mana kita nak cuba to be a good energy manager. Dalam masa yang sama kita kena make sure the operation is tak terganggu, and for sure macam kalau installation yang upon kita old building is also the big challenges lah untuk kita maintain the consumption, the equipment yang ada untuk kita dapatkan the efficiency yang terbaik lah.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Continue with my presentation.
Alright.
Okay. So nowadays punya monitoring IMA 2008 kita guna EMI system. So macam since 2017 I to be RIM as dekat installation. So during that time kita tak pakai EMIS lagi. So during that time kita just manual report. And bila kita tukar to EMIS, kita guna EMIS system, itu pun ada quite a big challenge juga for me untuk I dengan installation punya team faham the role of installation and the role of RIM. So tapi I manage to do the report lah. Okay, so now is EMIS. I share sikit mengenai EMIS, Energy Management Information System, this is a web-based system, which is online system. So the online reporting process, so the installation user is tak perlu submit the hard copy report, kecuali just submit form A and form B lah. So the system is perform analysis automatically. So just key in the data and they perform analysis. And tapi bagusnya on this system is dia kan akan ada alarm or notification bila kita due date dah sampai ataupun kita dah overdue lah kita punya report. Okay, so kat situ boleh perform kita punya tracking and benchmarking juga. Okay, this is the login emis punya bentuk look like. So untuk RIM yang dah biasa reporting system on this system, so it's not issue lah. So kita boleh nampak so emis system. Okay, this is installation homepage. So as installation, when they log in dia akan nampak macam ni lah. Okay, see untuk RIM homepage kita akan nampak macam ni. Okay, so bila kita dah dapat notification submission daripada installation, notification on RIM punya web page untuk kita buka dan kita verify that report. So macam I personally, I punya experience, I as a RIM, so I have to notify installation actually. Okay, I kata report due dah sampai, so kita kena submit report, so minta tolong installation untuk key in data, so kita bagi data apa yang dia perlu untuk dia key in lah. So dekat situ quite big challenge juga kepada RIM sebab kita dapat notification daripada Suruhanjaya Tenaga untuk kita submit report, sedangkan installation is tak provide data dalam sistem lah. Data ada cuma installation yang kena key in. So itu kita kena faham lah the role of RIM dengan the role of the installation sendiri. Okay. So this is process untuk monitoring system. Okay, sebenarnya Suruhanjaya Tenaga dah bagi clear cut dekat sini. The role of Suruhanjaya Tenaga sendiri, the role of installation and the role of RIM. Okay, untuk proses cycle, I brief simply briefing. So untuk first is kita dapat notice daripada ST, daripada Energy Commission. Notice itu dia akan pergi kepada installation sebenarnya. Dia pergi kepada installation dan installation tu bila dia punya consumption macam saya cakap tadi lah, dia punya consumption dah melebihi equal or exceed 3 million kilowatt tu, dia akan dapat notification daripada Energy Commission. Then after that installation kena appoint RIM. So okay, bila dia dah appoint RIM,
apa ni siapa forum tu?
Okay, bila dia dah appoint RIM, installation need to notify Energy Commission.
Tak ni apa dia panggil apa webinar.
Of RIM. After that, installation sendiri yang kena prepare report and submit to RIM. Sebenarnya yang step keempat ni yang quite challenge untuk kita lah. Sebab certain installation dia mengharapkan RIM untuk prepare the report and submit to diri sendiri. Okay, so kita sebagai RIM explain to installation lah to dia prepare the report and kita boleh guide lah the installation untuk prepare report and submit to RIM. Kita sebagai appointed RIM dekat that installation to verify the report. And after kita go through and kita verify the report, and then the report yang kita verify tu kita boleh sign dia punya form B lah. Then after that the form A and form B will submit together to Suruhanjaya Tenaga. So itu proses cycle yang kita biasa buat selepas setiap 6 bulan. Setiap 6 bulan kita kena submit report. So this is the process cycle yang kita akan follow. Okay, this is Energy Commission role. Macam tadi kan saya tunjuk ada 3 ni. Energy Commission, installation and also the RIM. So for Energy Commission role, dia cuma system administrator. Dia create that installation. So dia create kita punya RIM account dengan installation account lah. Okay, so dia just review dan kita verify, tengok kita punya report. So untuk installation role, ini yang penting. Installation need to input the data, dia kena buat reporting data, kena review the data, review the system report, and then all the data yang dia dah key in, dia submit to RIM untuk verify. And then after RIM verify, dia submit to Energy Commission. Then dia generate form A and form B. Kita as a RIM, kita tak boleh generate pun. Kita just boleh reject, approve and verify the report sahaja. Okay. So untuk RIM role under IMER punya regulation yang ST dah keluarkan, actually RIM role is just verify the data submitted by installation yang dia dah key in dalam image tadi. And then kita akan tengok berapa banyak installation yang kita key in tu, dia akan ada dalam AMIS kita lah. Okay, so RIM akan link dengan installation. So once kita verify, kita reject ataupun kita approve kita punya report, so the installation, that particular installation akan dapat notification lah. Okay. Okay, this is the RIM responsibility yang biasa macam saya sendiri, saya as a energy manager di company, di Harta Maintenance dan Berhad. So kita berpegang dengan this RIM responsibility lah. Bila kita di appoint as a RIM, so kita ada beberapa responsibility yang kita kena fulfill. Okay, so first is to audit and analyze the total electrical energy consumption of ataupun the total net electrical generation, energy generation dekat installation tu. Okay, second is to advise the installation in develop and implement the measure to ensure the energy efficient management of electrical energy dekat installation tu to be kita kena advise dia lah on the implementing of the measure energy management system dekat sana, and then to monitor effective implementation of that measure. So maksudnya bila kita dah propose dan that installation agree untuk implement, then kita kena monitor lah on the effectiveness of that implementation. Okay, and then role as a RIM juga kita kena supervise the keeping of record on efficient and management of electrical energy of that installation and verify its accuracy. Maksudnya kita kena supervise dan kita kena verify. It's not just implement dan kita let go macam tu kan. So kita kena keep supervise and take a record on the energy efficient dekat sana. And then role as a RIM juga kita have to ensure that the private installation license ataupun consumer itu submit the information and report lah. Maksudnya every 6 months yang dia kena submit, kita kena ensure that installation untuk submit. Then to provide a technical advice. Ini yang the more important lah. Mahalnya RIM dekat situ, kita have to provide technical advice on all the energy usage and saving potential to the installation. So why installation tu appoint RIM? Kenapa dia appoint RIM? Dia susah payah mencari RIM dekat Malaysia ni untuk dia appoint. So this is the main yang kita kena provide. Must provide technical advice dan kita bagi dia energy usage and saving potential. Okay, and then last but not least, we have to check and verify energy manager report on that installation. Okay, ini simplify lah. Okay, so kita first RIM responsibility is audit and analyze data. Kita advise in developing the implementing measure. Any energy measure yang kita boleh propose lah, advice. And then kita monitor the implementation. Macam saya cakap tadi, bila kita propose then installation tu agree untuk proceed, then kita have to monitor that implementation lah. It's not just implement dan biar je macam tu. So kita kena monitor dan kita buat reporting lah untuk the successful of the implementation. And then kita supervise the keeping of record and verify its accuracy. And then ensure the timely submission of the information and report. Maksudnya dalam masa 6 bulan we have to submit one period of the submission report. After 6 months we have to submit. Then should be kita tak naklah dapat notification yang reminder banyak kali daripada Suruhanjaya Tenaga kan. So kita kena keep reminding the installation to submit the report. Okay, this is challenges. Actually ada banyak challenges.
Ryan, before that, okay, sorry, I have to interrupt again. Okay.
Okay.
Before we go to this, okay. So the way I look at it, you are quite familiar with the role by the law, right? Okay. Okay. So, but I guess maybe others can give your comment on this, right? But how you will be able to define that requirement in the law, apply to practice? Because if you're not mistaken, under the MA 2008, the one under Regulation 16, right? Just mentioned about 5 sentences about the role of RIMs. So what do you need to so-called interpret that provision correctly? What do you need to have? Is it easy to just Is it easy to interpret that provision? How can you actually how you explain that to the owner, especially about your role as a RIM based on the law, if you don't mind?
Okay, biasanya installation ni bila dia appoint kita, dia faham okay, bila dia punya installation is comply to that IMA regulation, so they need to apply RIM, appoint RIM. So once dia appoint RIM, 100% RIM lah, macam tu. So okay.
So is it what it's supposed to be? If you don't mind, just to share, is it what it's supposed to be or it should be otherwise?
That's why I cakap tadi, bila MIS system is, sekarang kita dah guna MIS, so kat situ clear cut lah kita nampak the role of installation and the role of RIM sendiri. Jadi for the first meeting, bila kita di appoint, kita boleh tunjuk lah kita punya role. So this is the RIM responsibility yang kita akan provide to that installation. Tapi kita boleh bantu dia lah untuk dia buat reporting system. It's not kita buat, dia buat, tapi kita bantu dia. Kita guna pendekatan yang macam itulah. Jadi dia akan faham yang reporting.
How about others? You don't mind? Maybe about others, who are. Okay, I would like to ask others because for information, MIS is privileged only for those who are appointed. I know yes. Some RIM are not appointed as the RIM for any installation. So the one that the city shared just now is only actually privileged only for those who are appointed at installation. Okay, so that's why MIS is not for everyone lah. For those who are privileged only for those who are appointed as the at any installation. If you're not appointed, you cannot even access to MIS. You can only see the website. Okay, now I would like to ask others. How do you explain your role? As what you're understanding about the law, and also for your understanding to the installation owner or to your management about your role as a RIM. Okay, can you share? Anyone can share? Anyone can share? Can you just on your mic if you don't mind? How you explain your role as a RIM once you're appointed to the installation owner? Can you share? Anyone would like to share? Is there anyone? Come on, RIM.
Mungkin dari industri yang berbeza, mungkin berbeza lah dia punya.
I like to ask others. Is there anyone who like to share how you explain your role as a RIM? When you're performing duties. Is there anyone who like to share? Anyone? I can see a few people I can recall there. Cik Syarizat, ada? Anyone would like to share? If you don't mind to share, how you explain your role? Encik Syarizan, ada Encik Syarizan? Boleh ke share Encik Syarizan? Encik Iskandar, boleh share? Anyone would like to share? We try to exchange, something, if you don't mind. Oh, we have Datuk Guntur here. Is Datuk Guntur available?
Orang lama boleh share.
Datuk Guntur, yeah. Thank you, Datuk, for joining us. Anyone, please share something. Or Mr. Ganesh Prasad from, healthcare industry.
Hi, hello.
Yes, please.
Of course, the standard for during an appointment, we have to clearly explain and make them understand well what are the criteria of the standard, what are our job and roles and responsibility, and what your expectation to moving forward to bring together with the installation or the owner together to drive energy management system in the proper trend. And of course, by the management, by the energy manager and the facility team must work, and by chemistry must be understandable on all the activity. And
how easy is that? How easy is that to get your management to understand your role as a manager? Was it easy?
Not really. In the event of, let's say, the team member is well versed with the car energy management system will be grateful lah.
All right.
And the point, the important point as an energy manager must be you either by the paper, sometimes the management won't be satisfied by the result, by the data,
Yep.
and it will be convinced and they will grateful or they will start appreciate your effort. By that, the career of the energy management will be more challenges and implementation will be more effective, even though to the installation, the facility team, and the energy manager.
All right.
Of
Thank you.
the daily activity must be, keep updating to the team during the 3 months energy committee meeting, which is very effective to convince the installation the owner or the top management moving forward to the next level or next proposal or implementation.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Ganesh Prasad. Thank you very much for your sharing. Anyone? One more to share? Anyone? One more to share? I can see from the list here. Please come on, share your thoughts. This one very informal session.
Okay, Zaini, let
Yes.
me say my thinking and my experience.
Oh, Encik Iskandar, orang lama. Thank you very much for joining. Yes.
Okay, I think kalau kita tengok in this 5 key roles yang kita ada ni, actually each and every aspect of the role has different implications to the service yang you deliver. Of course, kalau kita as macam mungkin like myself, I'm more tend to be a third party RIM to any organization. So the role and function or the importance of each component of the responsibility ini varies very much depending on what the client want. I think kalau kita tengok in the first one is audit and analyze. Does the client want us to include this thing in the process? Kalau kita or we are going to offer only the advice in implementing energy management system in place. So advice in developing and implementing measure tu, it's orang banyak fikir measure tu in terms of identifying energy measures.
Yes.
But we must remember, it is basically the key measures yang kita kena buat is the energy management system itself. So it's not so much, hey, you have to do this, but yet your energy management system tak ada. You don't have proper team, you don't have proper communication line, you don't have proper ni. So, and then when you go to monitoring, that's basically monitoring your monthly usage, monitoring implementations of your energy saving measures. These are all they require different time and require different type of engagement.
Yep.
And of course, kalau speaking, the most basic is basically just making sure. That's, I think, to me the most basic is making sure that the data yang you terima, which is accurate, which in the end of the day is what you sign for at in your form B when the affected facility hantar dia punya report. And of course, the number 5 tu is about submitting it timely basis. I think this one with the online punya ni, with the online punya report dah ada, and this role has been effectively done by the automation at ST punya side. So kita just need to remind the client. So explaining to them this 5 responsibility ini, also the different costs and time required is very important to for the client to understand what you deliver, and I know as a third party mungkin how much you want to charge them. That's what that is to me is important. You need to differentiate all this role and mungkin kalau you are in-house, you have to do everything, fine. But also you need to get your top management understand this thing. I selalu tengok kita when we talk about the second one, advice in developing ni, most of us tend to just look at identifying energy saving measures. But yet the energy management system, which is the main thing of nombor 2 ni, banyak kita terlupa. Banyak kita tak ambil ini sangat. Because in the end of the day, kalau kita tengok banyak yang saya dah tengok, energy management team selalunya the RIM and another one person je. There is no real team. So that will make your job more challenging lagi. But we hope that this can be eventually addressed lah, as we get used to the cycle and the need of energy management. I think I just want to add another, mungkin for everybody to nak comment, how many of your energy management team ada top management involved in the meeting? Kalau you ada, that's very good. I myself pun having challenges in trying to get the top management to come even maybe once every 4 months to be part of the meeting. So because we must understand kan, energy management is not so much about is a combination of technology and people. So it has to work together.
Right.
So without the people part, just the technology part pun, it might not achieve as much as what the potential is.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents thought on it lah.
It's not 2 cents, Cik Iskandar. It's very enlightening as well. It gives us different perspective. So I think if you got time at the end of the session, I will share. Some kind of tips. How we can interpret this provision. If possible, somehow with some kind of common interpretation. I would say the correct one, but maybe the most suitable one. Okay. So I think I can continue with Puan Rahana, please. Right.
Okay. So macam yang Mr. Iskandar said before, biasanya kalau kita on that installation, dia dah ada team yang menjalankan energy management is not a big challenge sangat untuk kita do our role as a RIM compared dengan installation yang tak ada team energy management. Dia just appoint RIM because dia punya consumption is exceed then they comply the regulation, so they appoint RIM. Itu quite a challenge untuk RIM lah to do kita punya role. Okay, this is a few challenges yang saya boleh share.
Main one, yes.
Jadi top challenges yang biasa kita face as an energy manager. So first is difficulties in calculating the ROI. So di setiap installation yang kita manage, kita biasanya client first dia akan keperluan dia untuk dia reduce dia punya energy cost dekat dia punya installation lah. So that kita as an energy manager, we have to plan to carry out and the energy management project. So dekat situ biasanya installation dia, soalan dia akan tanya berapa cost lah. For sure dia akan minimize dia, kalau boleh dia tak nak keluar cost pun. So dia akan tanya, the first soalan dia memang dia berapa yang dia kena keluarkan, so dia punya cost. So dekat situ kita kena do the calculation on the ROI is very important. So kita explain the investment yang dia keluarkan for the long term lah. Macam mana benda tu akan return balik dekat that installation lah. Okay. So the important is kita kena tunjukkan the ROI dekat situ. It's not just do the report and kita propose any energy measure yang kita boleh propose, then bila the installation is tak agree ataupun dia tanya why kita nak invest berapa banyak cost, so the ROI ni yang kita boleh tunjuk lah untuk dia faham. Okay, untuk the second challenges biasanya lack of interest on part of management lah. Macam Mr. Iskandar cakap tadi, memang kita susah nak dapat involvement daripada management, especially top management lah. Okay, so kat situ kenapa dia tak involve? Sebab dia tak interest. So kita kena dapatkan dia punya interest, so dia akan willing untuk join, untuk be part of kita punya team, dan dia akan faham. Dan sebab top management is the main play role yang kita boleh convince kan untuk kita proceed any project yang kita propose. Okay. And the third one, challenges yang kita biasa face is lack of funding. Macam saya cakap tadi lah, bila kita propose any energy management project, so the first is duit lah. So client dia tak boleh, dia tak ada funding yang cukup untuk dia carry out the project yang kita plan. So sebagai energy manager ni kita kena sentiasa up to date on the apa-apa offer, apa-apa yang government provide ataupun any apa-apa yang ada lah. So kita boleh inform dengan kita punya installation so that apa yang exist yang ada, so kita boleh support the client untuk boleh continue. Contoh macam the big investment lah, especially macam nak pasang solar, yang kita tengok dia punya investment kadang-kadang mau pergi sampai million ringgit. So the client akan tengok, wow, the big investment. So kita boleh inform lah, kita ada a few benda yang boleh support untuk dia proceed with the planning. Okay, this is the challenge as a RIM. Yang ni sebenarnya biasalah, benda biasa yang kita lalui. Mungkin saya share ni apa yang saya lalui personally, memang yang saya face that problem, that challenge. It's not a problem lah, it's a cabaran lah untuk kita as a RIM. It's a cabaran. So mungkin RIM lain pun ada juga face that same challenges yang sama dengan saya, ataupun mungkin lebih challenge lah compare dengan saya. Okay, first installation is not clear about role of RIM. So role of RIM yang macam saya tunjuk tadi, ada 5 tadilah yang basic role yang kita kena provide to that installation. Tapi installation dia kadang-kadang dia tak clear, dia faham bila dia appoint RIM, so 100% RIM yang akan do all the energy management activity. Jadi kat situ kita kena bagi installation ataupun client kita faham the role of RIM. Okay. And then RIM sendiri kita kena notify installation. Bila reporting period dia sampai, kita dah dapat notification, even installation also dapat that notification. Tapi mungkin bila dia tengok daripada ST, daripada Suruhanjaya Tenaga, so ini RIM punya kerja. So dia macam ignore lah. So RIM sendiri kena notify that installation. Okay. So seterusnya RIM tu yang kena prepare the report. Kita verify the report, tapi kita kena prepare the report. Dan seterusnya RIM kita di-push oleh installation untuk submit the report. Yang kadang-kadang kita sendiri pun macam mana kita nak explain balik dekat dia. Sebenarnya bukan kita yang prepare the report. Kita boleh guide dia untuk prepare the report. As a building owner have to prepare the report and submit to RIM untuk verify. Itu proses yang sebenar lah. Okay. Dan seterusnya installation ni sebenarnya dia tak aware pun pasal IMER 2008. Ini pun salah satu cabaran yang agak besar untuk kita hadapi. Bila that installation dia appoint RIM pun dia ikut je. Okay, you kena appoint RIM, then dia appoint. Bila dia appoint RIM, okay, RIM kita sekian-sekian orang ni. So any apa-apa on energy management dia akan pass dekat RIM lah. So the big issue macam saya sendiri is kita third party appointed RIM. So memang agak susah lah untuk kita access sebab kita pun bukan that staff on that building kan. So kalau in-house mungkin not the big problem sangat lah compare dengan third party punya RIM, appointed RIM. Okay, itu antara challenges yang biasa saya sendiri hadapi lah. Okay, mungkin yang lain, RIM lain boleh share ada challenges yang mungkin boleh.
Thank you TS Siti Raihana. Can you unshare your screen so that we can open the screen to others, you know? Okay, can unshare your.
Cik Zaini.
Yes.
Can I have a can I ask a question?
Yes. Now we let thank you. Before I start, thank you very much, TS Siti Raihana, for sharing your experience and thoughts and knowledge. And now we open to others. We have about half an hour, very short time, sir. So now, okay, last, can we just if you don't mind, if you want to talk, can you just on your mic, and also can you open your video so that we can see at least your face, if you don't mind? Yes, please. Encik Arul, please, Encik Arul.
You have disabled my video.
Ya kah? All right. Okay. Did I? I don't know what happened.
The host disabled my video. Never mind. I can.
Okay, I start
can
now. Okay.
just
Sorry,
want to.
I asked you
Okay.
to restart. Okay, sorry.
Assalamualaikum.
All right. Introduce yourself, your name, and you're from? Yes.
Arul Hisham. Non-practicing RIM.
All right.
Okay. My question is, okay, you prepare proposal to the client, you prepare report to the ST, things that you need to do, things that the installation needs to do to reduce the power consumption, energy consumption.
All right.
But then after a few times, the installation do not want to do. So how do you report to ST? How do you tell ST about this kind of situation? That's one.
Okay.
Another question is some installation or some buildings, let's say hotels, the energy cost can be quite small compared to the whole operation of the hotels lah. It can be as low as probably 5 to 10%. So if you look at the whole scenario, if they try to reduce energy by 10% of say 5%, is a very small amount. So how do you convince the management on this? Cukup lah kot eh.
Okay, thank you, Cik Arul. Okay, before I answer, okay, because I promise you from the start, I won't be the one that most do the talking. Okay, I thought the whole session I'll take. Okay, anyway, so can anyone? I open to the floor before I respond to that. Thank you very much, Cik Arul, for the question. Anyone would like to respond on that? Anyone? From others, from the participant? Anyone would like to respond? The first question, what if the installation owner don't implement the measure recommended by RIM, and then so how to report to ST? Second question, if the hotel, for example, the maybe energy cost not too much to them, right? So what are you going to do about it as a RIM? Yeah. So what is that? So can anyone like to share to respond to that? I'll let others to respond first, if you don't mind. Ada tak yang nak respond? Ada tak? Please share your thoughts. How to respond to Encik Arul questions, Engineer Arul.
Hello, Ganesh here.
Yes. Can you open your video, Mr. Ganesh? If you don't mind, at least you can see your face for a while. At least we know who you are. All right. Yeah, Mr. Ganesh. Yes.
Okay. For the second question, since the energy consumption cost is very low, instead of give a new proposal or new equipment or which is incurred the investment, before that maybe we can educate what we can be done by internally. I mean zero cost, which is very basic, by experience, by the trial, how we can and monitor and do some analysis what we can be done and which area is the high consumption incurred of the energy consumption in monthly basis. There's a basic. From that, maybe we can move on from the zero investment activity, which is very achievable in terms of reduction. By that, I think that will be convince the hotel's owner.
Right.
So that's where at least, even though the energy not high consumption of the high cost of the hotel operation, but it will help and motivate the owner to look into any proposal in the future for the investment.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ganesh Prasad, for your sharing. Okay.
Thank you.
Number two. Number one. Okay. Okay. Anyone? I just open before I respond to that. Anyone like to share? Anyone? Others? Mr. Ruben here. I can see Mr. Ruben.
Yes. Hi.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Zaini.
Yeah. Any thought?
Actually, it all depends on the installation part also when delivering the
Can you open
particular.
video? If you mind, can you open video? You can see you. You know.
Okay.
At least you can see. At least people can see who you are. You know. At least maybe you know you can meet up later somehow.
Okay.
If you don't mind, lah. If you don't mind. Okay. All right. Oh, this is who you are. All right.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
Hi. Actually depends on the installation also, because I also having these challenges and during proposing these installation things to our client, that these are the things that we need to do for, and we give a energy plan to them to be followed for over the 12 months without any cost. I mean the basic energy saving cost. But they most of the client now is only focusing on the just to fulfill the authority requirement only, to submit the 6 months reports and so on. So, you know, Mr. Zaini, we are having this challenges to
Okay.
in
After
terms
this, I
of.
share you the tip. I share you the tip how to talk to them.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Robert.
Ruben. Thank you very
Okay,
much for your
thanks.
insight. Okay. Now, okay. So since Encik Arul asking me the question, so I have to respond. There's no obligation to answer, right? Okay. So we have two questions here. One, let's say what if they recommended to measures, but the solution don't want to implement. So what to report to ST? Secondly, you know, cost very low. So the way to answer that, I think that my answer will also cover some tips how you explain your role to the installation. Let me share my sharing here, if you don't mind. Can all of you see this slide or not? Can you see this slide?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. That question. Okay. The way I look at Emir to it in two elements. Okay. One, purely for compliance to the law. Okay. Second, purely the where you embrace the spirit of the regulation, where we're supposed to ensure efficient management of electrical energy. Okay. So if you're talking about compliance to the law, okay, as long as you appoint the RIM, okay, and then the RIM make sure you submit your report every 6 months to ST, okay, ST won't have problem with you. Simple as that. Okay. But if you're talking about really embracing the spirit of the regulation, where even the name of the regulation, efficient management of electrical energy regulation, right? Okay, so means that you want to have a proper management practices to ensure efficient management. Means that long term. So means that if you do that, you will do both. You do compliant, you can get the benefit. But if you just comply, all right? If you just comply, you may get complied. You have no problem with the authority, but you won't get the benefit. This is what happened. I don't say it's wrong or right. It's talking about which approach you want to go. Let's say as a RIM, okay, what I can share you, Encik Arul, as long as you, as a RIM, you ensure the owner submit report every 6 months according to the law, you still won't complain. Simple as that. But if the owner wanted to get more, this is where this coming from, because again, how you explain your role, you know, as a RIM, okay? Because if you interpret the law according to our own interpretation, we can be wrong. That's why I always recommend you go back to Regulation 6. Because if you look here, this also will help. Yes, Rahana tadi. What if suddenly looks like the owner put up everything to RIM? For me, if that's the case, okay, let's say they engage the RIM, everything go to RIM. For me, that's one very good, provided they understand the meaning. Because if you look at Regulation 6 here, okay, the first one, they receive notice, they must engage the RIM. Okay, but if you look at 1A here, you write this. If you read this carefully, to appoint and design a RIM to carry out function and duties under Regulation 16. This is where people always overlook. Okay, so kalau the owner tahu, dia kata I leave it to RIM, yes, provided dia faham yang RIM kena main peranan dia based on Regulation 16. Okay, so what is Regulation 16? You go here. This is Regulation 16. Ini yang 5 function tadi. Kepancan ni audit and analyze, advise in developing implementing measures to ensure efficient minimal energy, monitor implementation and measures, supervise record keeping and report. So the challenge is now for the RIM, okay? You must be able to interpret this correctly. If you cannot interpret this one correctly, you cannot define what all these process 1, E, B, C correctly. Just that client saja. Thank you. You look here. The word audit and analyze. This one is not energy audit, you know. This is basically analysis of their consumption, understand the trend and all that. Purely from the total consumption, including significant end of use of electricity. Means that you analyze the consumption and then let understand and what to do next. But the biggest provision here, okay, if you look here, the biggest provision here is this A2, because this is where discover the whole thing, because it is here. You're supposed to advise, okay, advise means that you must advise means that kalau they don't want to know what to do, you tell them what to do. In what? In developing and implementing measures. And bear in mind, I can guarantee you, this word measures is not energy saving measures alone. This word measures, I can safely define as implementing energy management system. So dalam management system will cover all, including measures. Because when you have a system, you can only when you have a system, you can ensure the efficient management of physical energy. Okay, the challenge is that, do you know what energy management system? As a RIM. Okay, because if you do this, all right, and the owner know, they understand this, you can explain to them properly. If they set everything to RIM, yes, this one is fine. But if they appoint you, they set everything to RIM, but at the same time they don't understand this, and the RIM doesn't explain to the owner about this regulation 16. This is what happening now. Everyone expecting and unsure what to do, because when you have this A2, the rest will come, because the moment you have a system, you have the indicator and baseline, so that you can monitor performance. Okay, monitor the effective implementation, and then by having a system, you have all the documentation, record, data, everything, so that you can supervise the record keeping. If not, what to supervise, what data to verify, and all that. Okay, so that's my sharing lah, the answer to that. So Encik Aro, the answer is that as long as you submit report statement to ST won't have problem with that. Okay, and then the second question, okay, about what if the installation owner, the cost is low. Therefore, because bear in mind, the regulation is not about, it doesn't tell you how much you want to save. Okay, the regulation tells you you must ensure efficient management. So how much you want to save, it's up to you to set. It's leave it to you. Okay.
True.
But of course, you know, it's a best practice. For best practice, all right, you should always start with the systematic approach, because when you have a systematic approach, you start to do the low cost and no cost measure. Subsequently, when you can monitor your performance, you can see the result, and then there will be a point for you to convince the management to go further, and they start to think about investment. So it's a process. It's a long process.
Danny, can I just,
yes. Thank you very much. That's my answer. I hope that enlightened you. Okay.
Thank you, Danny. I just nak interject sikit. Basically, Encik Arul was very basically highlighting what is our biggest challenges of all, which is the low cost of energy. And typically, the energy cost is mostly below 5% of the overall operating cost, which memang agak challenging. That's why I think what we as a RIM should at least advise our client is that with this existing regulation, it is an opportunity for the top management to focus on energy as a requirement. I like to tell my client that make compliance a way to achieve saving. When you look at safety requirement, kalau there is no payback, of course lah, kita tak nak lah orang any fatality happen. But with when there is payback in terms of paying for the cost of energy manager, if it's done with the support of top management. So what I like to highlight is basically make sure the client understand that they can make use of compliance to get everybody on board by adopting a good management system. The other thing is, we always think of energy management doing investing EE technology. That is just the almost like another tool. The first tool is energy management itself. Setting a proper energy management, understanding your policies, understanding your consumption, sharing your consumption with little investment, only with awareness. Basically, awareness apa tahu? Awareness how you consume your energy. Before you come in, you don't even know. You guna lebih petang ke malam ke, you guna lebih siang. So this is what you have to bring to the top management. It's not about, apa kita nak invest tahun ni, bulan ni. No. Understanding the management is understanding where and how you use energy. This is more important than finding what need to invest.
Yep.
Because memang kita tahu kalau nak invest, nak keluar duit memang the first thing is no.
Yes.
Okay, itu je. Thanks.
Thank you, Iskandar. Very enlightening. Okay, so how about others? I think we have about 20 minutes, and I can extend up to you. So anyway, so now I think we understand about the challenges and all that. Now I would like to ask all of you, right? Can you share what is your expectation, your hope, to regulator, to fellow RIMs, to installation owner? What is your hope, for you to be able as a RIM or energy manager, either you are appointed as a RIM or not in installation, for you to become more effective, what kind of, what kind of support, or what kind of, expression, or even what's supposed to be the way forward, Can you share, anyone? We have quite a number of people. IR Tan, okay. Okay, you have got numbers here. CK Lam, okay, I can see the name here. Encik Hasanul, all right. Encik Lutfi, Mr. Eugene Ko. Any like to share, Mr. Eugene Ko?
Hello, Encik Zaini.
Yes, Encik Eugene. Okay, can you open your video, please? You can see who you are. At least you don't mind. If you don't mind, lah. Okay. Oh, you're not comfortable. It's okay. Yeah, Mr. Eugene. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Unfortunately, I'm not a RIM.
It's okay. It's okay. No problem.
Okay, but we just implemented our 50,000 one, and I think just now Encik Iskandar shared on the system. I think it's very true. Before this, we didn't know where we are using, and we actually didn't know how to measure because our production variation is a lot of fluctuation. So once we implemented the system, it gives us the PI, performance indicator, and from there it's easier to convince management on the effectiveness or the action or the result of certain implementation. Even though it's systemic, that means we can do something which is what do you call? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Please.
Okay. Something that maybe by certain orientation or certain culture without much investment. Secondly is, I think when the company more than 3 million, although it's 5%, it's still quite a large amount. I think your bill will be maybe 180,000 or 200,000. So even 10% saving would be maybe 20%, 20,000 of the monthly bill. But as a management, normally they think about ROI, and if you can give some good ROI, then I think most of the time they will be interested. And I think recently, for just now, our speaker also talked about solar. They have a lot of incentive from the government. I think maybe that can help.
Yeah.
My 2 cents. Thank you, Zaini.
Very valuable sharing, Mr. Eugene Ko from Malacca, right? You're from Malacca, right? Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, so So how about others? Can you share your thoughts? You know, what your expectations? You know, you can share your what do you, how do you feel as a energy manager? You know, your experience. You know, your challenges. And can you just have more thoughts on this? You know, because the way I look at it, you know, if you look at the spirit of the regulation, right? Okay, efficient management of cycle energy. Okay, so basically it's a requirement for you to have a system. That's how I interpret it. When I raise this one to ST officers, you know, they agree, even though it cannot officially reply, but they cannot be wrong. That's why if you adopt any standard, any best practice, you know, any best practice, any guidelines or any standard about any system, it's all about the same. To have a systematic approach, because we have a system, you can establish your right indicator, your right baseline, okay, and then you can, from there you can start to monitor your performance and all that. You set a target and all that, and then all that input will be presented to the management, and then from there they can see the progress or the result. Because sometimes even you invested a lot, but you can't even see your performance. You can show performance, you also, you know, can't show much to your management. All right, simple as that. So any others? If you don't mind to share, you have another about 50 minutes to go. I think the sharing has been enlightening so far. Datuk Guntur, is Datuk Guntur is there? Orang lama? Anyone else? Encik Hasanul. Apa lagi? I have to look the name. Go, don't let me talk.
Maybe I just want to share my experience.
Yes,
Kalau ada yang
yes.
if ada orang lain nak bercakap, tolong angkat tangan lah. Nanti cakap kita pula yang yang ini. I just want to share my experience with one facility that I was energy manager for almost 5 years. Memang in the very beginning it was just for compliance. But compliance maknanya they are not really interested in anything. Just make sure that we don't get saman. Basically, that's what my TOR lah.
Right. Okay. Right.
So, but because I thought, but that was the very beginning part of when I become a RIM dulu. So I thought, okay, let's I'll do this. But what I did was I just asked them to give me all the informations about the consumptions, about the production. So what I did was, even though it's not required in my terms of reference service to them, I just send them a monthly report of profile of the energy use. So at that time when I first started, if you guys understand about doing a regression analysis, the R square was almost 0.0 something. There is no relationship between energy use and energy drivers. So I just submit all this to them on a regularly and monthly basis and produce my 6 monthly report to ST for them to submit to ST. But you know what happened when I get to year 3, they start to notice on actually the regression, the R square improved tremendously toward almost 0.5 by year 3. This happened because some of the guy, especially the guys from production and engineering, understand that we are looking at energy because of my report. So this is what you can say that what will happen if there is at least a simple system of understanding and reporting of how you use your energy. It's improved without even much investment. So that is something that I think what we should try to, at least at the very worst, as if you call yourself an energy manager, at least provide this monthly update of where your consumption is. In reality, if you ask any of your, if you guys are from any factory or even any organization that is under RIM, somebody is monitoring your cost of energy use. That somebody is normally somebody at your at your account department. Dia akan bagi allocation dia punya berapa. So this guys is going to be the one that should be should be close with, because working together with this person, you can help the company to at least kalau tak menurun pun at least making sure that you don't waste energy unnecessarily. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Iskandar. How about others? Anyone would like to respond? Because even just to share with you, even though you're talking about EMIS, right? EMIS just a tools, reporting tools. Okay, even the integrity of the data that you enter in EMIS, especially when it comes to the variable or that, it's up to you to interpret that. If you enter that wrongly, I still won't know. All right. And because that's why you have to even you have EMIS, you have to make EMIS useful for you. Otherwise, EMIS become every 6 months, schedule, schedule reporting. That's all. Okay, so you have to look into beyond that because. Okay, anyone? So I look here from another page here. Siti Birkha, you don't mind to share? Siti, puan kecil ni. Saya minta maaf. Okay. Siapa lagi ada kat sini? Hold on.
Assalamualaikum,
Yes,
Cik Zaini.
yes, please. Yes. Sorry, I got
Okay,
another response.
I'm not a RIM. I
Okay.
just follow some of your sharing in the Facebook recently,
All right.
and I contacted you and asking about this RIM applications, etc. So
Alright.
I'm a newbie.
All
I
right.
have nothing so far to share,
All right.
but I'm actually at the moment doing some research pertaining to this energy audit
All right.
in a very old buildings and discover some findings lah from there. But my intention is actually one day to apply for RIM. So I'm actually at the moment seeking for infos lah. Thank you, Mr. Zaini, for
Please apply first. Please apply now as soon as possible because if you delay your application, the government is drafting the new act now. Okay. So when the new act coming later, right, it's not easy to become RIM anymore. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
there will be a
But-
mandatory national level exam, mandatory courses to be attended and all that. It's not simple. So I would suggest you want to become RIM, tell whoever your friend apply now. I'm happy to help you to
Okay.
guide you on that. No problem with that. No
All right.
charge. All right.
If you don't mind, can I ask you for the question then?
Yes, please.
If I don't have any like real full hands-on experience doing the energy audit, like what I did is actually a little research on the building. At the same time, I follow some of the energy manager to actually collect data, etc. But I don't have a full complete experience. Can I
Don't worry.
apply?
Don't worry, I can guide you on that. If there are many, you are not the first one have that kind of perception. Okay?
Okay.
To become a RIM in Malaysia, you don't have to have the complete, full-fledged, comprehensive experience. Okay?
Okay.
Because our requirement in the law very minimal. Therefore,
Okay.
there are a lot of people, misunderstood that. Okay?
Mhm.
I think I coach about over 100 people already for the past few years, applying direct, not even go for the course. They have passed, so don't mind. So don't
Okay.
worry. Okay, we can talk about it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zaini.
All right. How about others? Can you, I'd like to hear from others as well. Siapa lagi? Please.
Encik Zaini, Ganesh ya.
Encik Ganesh lagi, please. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Just back to the regards to the hotel operation. Maybe I can just share my experience, or maybe as a technical point of view. Maybe for the hotel, the key equipments we maybe as a to look into is like the aircon system,
Yes.
kitchen equipment like a fridge, and of course in the hotel must have a hot water system. Maybe they can look into, and water pump system. And hotel, some hotels they are using a spotlight. Maybe they can look into of the spotlight as well. These are maybe for me, for my advice, these are key equipments or area whereby in the hotel operation system. So macam tadi tuan tanya tu, mungkin this one is as a tips lah to look into. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh. Okay, so we have another 5 minutes, about 8 minutes left. Okay, so can we share what actually we expect? Let's say what you expect to do more, okay, or what you expect others to do, how to what you expect for the installation owner and all that. Can you share your how you see the potential of energy manager in the country? The way forward. How do you see the market acceptance and all that? Because the way I look at it in general in Malaysia, energy managers is not a recognized so-called profession or roles yet. Normally you are become energy manager by default. You are maintenance manager, you become also energy manager as well. Similar to facility engineer, am I right or not? Okay. So
Yes.
can you share what your vision? How do you see this? The way forward. We're towards the end now.
Like example, it's not our daily activity must be very formal. We can have a discussion in the lower level of the engineering team. Just motivate them and ask them to think what are the opportunities of the improvement or energy reduction with them. Just if chit chat with them with the tea or tea time, just give an opportunity and give them some clue how to go about it, and ask them give some few 10 suggestion example for the energy reduction. So by give some motivation to the lower level, or lower level, don't mistake me, is like a technician level or judgment level.
Operational.
Yeah. So by that they will for the inner side of they want to develop in mentally and give some suggestion. Of course, few in 10 suggestion, one will be useful by zero cost investment. So that's the way I did encourage my team to develop. And I think Mr. Zaini know about my achievement in our workplace, and that's where we.
Right now I remember you. You're from Free Scott. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
you.
yeah. So,
Right.
so that's where we involve in that such a way until we certify ISO 50000 system.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for your insight and for sharing. Okay, how about others? Mr. Jason.
Hello, Zaini. Can I interject?
Sorry, no problem.
Arul.
Yeah, Encik Arul lagi. Okay, please, Encik Arul.
Sorry ya.
No problem.
Okay, I'm a consultant engineer lah. But at the same time, I do a lot of this auditing and all that. One thing I noticed is that there is a disconnect between the maintenance people and the designers. Yeah. For example, a lot of the design, it can be a very good design, but when it goes to the site, when it goes into operation, many of the design fail because the failure of the maintenance people or operation people to relate to what has been designed. Yeah.
I agreed with Tuan.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Ganesh agree, yeah.
Yeah.
And this happen, not only to small FM companies, This happened to many, even the big guys, the public listed. The people there are doing all the routine work, so they are very familiar with the routine. But when we talk about understanding the fundamentals, for example, air conditioning system, chill water system, low delta T, zero understanding. Okay, number one. Number two is I would like to see if ST can publish, certain selected buildings, the performance of the selected buildings, based on category. Yeah, good practice, because for example, if you look at in the US, recently there was an article that came out in District Energy Association, IDEA, International District Energy Association, regarding energy use at the University of Texas at Austin. Okay, so what it tells you that they have this data way back from the 70s, early 70s until today. Okay, and they have various district cooling or CHP plant, combined heat and power plant, within the campus, and they track For example, the energy consumption of gas, of electricity, of hot water and whatnot. They track all this consumption and to get an index, and they compare against the increase of floor area. You know, so despite the campus having a higher floor area now compared to say in the 1970s, but the index actually goes down.
All right.
The index actually goes down. You see, so this will give you an example. I don't find this kind of article available in Malaysia's engineering fraternity lah. Okay, therefore, people do not have a feel of what you are supposed to be benchmarking against. You know, even the local universities. I heard just now somebody from maybe university or what. Even the universities do not have index on the energy consumption. You know, therefore you don't have any benchmark. So whatever the RIM is doing is actually to benchmarking yourself. Where you are, right, at this juncture, and of course in future you continue looking at numbers. Yeah. So that's my sharing lah. Thank you.
Thank you, Charo. I think, like it or not, now it's 4 o'clock. You know, I'm so so excited to see the responder, the sponsor, the exchanges. You know, I think I have to. I think it's to be fair. You know, I must thank all of you. Okay, before I end up, I would like to do some kind of wrap up on this. Okay, I think just as I highlighted in my notification, right, first, being a ring, right? Being a ring, you must understand our role accordingly by the law and also by best practice. Okay, to know your role as best practice, I think the best thing you can refer is about you refer to certain standard of guidelines or protocols. Obviously about energy management system, and then but that one, once you know your role accordingly by law and also by best practice, this is how you overcome challenges. So when you understand about energy management properly, you can answer all questions, all this, all the argument about benefits of energy management and all that. For example, if talking about what do I get if I implement energy management? Because if you have a system, you have the proper monitoring baseline and all that, so that even you can guarantee your management. I can show you the result if I do energy management system in our company. Yes, sir. So this is how you overcome challenge by understanding your role, and that's how you overcome challenge. You explain them about your role, and your role this should be as a RIM. First, refer to the regulation 6 and 16, and then you interpret that based on the standard. You refer to standard. For example, EMGS, under IMAS, or you can refer to ISO 2001. Even you can refer to the guideline by the Department of Energy, United States. You can download for free. Okay. For me, and the way forward, okay, there are you cannot do this alone as an energy manager. The way forward, okay, we need to have energy manager first understand their role and start to talk about their role, start to convince people about the importance of their role. Okay, this first step, because we are the ones supposed to tell about us, not others. Okay, we don't allow ourselves to be dictated by the owner. They tell us what to do as energy manager. Because we are the ones supposed to tell them what to do, how to manage energy, because we are the manager. Just on us. So I think by this kind of sharing, exchanging, is somewhat enlightened us. I hope this one can be useful for us, And secondly, the second one, the way I look at it, my hope is that the regulator, especially ST, I do hope that they have more resources to do the assistance in terms of the surveillance, more visits, more advisory, more help to guide, because now they are just doing the enforcement. And knowing them, I know I was there last time, it's they got very limited capacity to do all that. Because, for example, in Japan, they got about 500 staff, to monitor all that for the whole country. In Malaysia, we have only about 10 staff in ST to monitor the whole country, which is impossible. But I think they are doing their very best. The thirdly, okay, the installation owner, the business entity, the company owner, they're supposed to look at energy management. It's not just support activity. It's supposed to be one, you must embed energy management or energy management system as a part of the business strategy, because they also can contribute to the business profitability. Okay, they also contribute to the business improvement in terms of cost reduction. But one more thing, we always think about energy cost reduction only about energy cost, because actually if you implement energy management system, you're not only reducing energy cost, you're also reducing other costs as well, spare part costs, maintenance costs, and all that. So as a business entity, they are talking about cost reduction, not just energy cost reduction. So therefore, that's why business owner, installation owner, this also can become a selling point to the installation owner. Energy management also can contribute to their business improvement, not just a support, as a kind of, corporate social responsibility and all that. Okay, so that's basically my thought on that lah. The wrap up to the key point that we discussed today. So I think before we end, okay, I would like to thank everyone. About 30 or 40 just now, about 40 over of you, okay, attending this session. I hope you can join us again for next session. I haven't picked up the topic yet. And thank you to our guests, Rim, TS, Siti Raihana Abu Yazid, for sharing your insight, your knowledge, and your experience as well. And thank you for those who asked questions, share their thoughts and all that. And of course, thank you to all who attended this session. Okay, with that, I thank everyone. I hope please come again in the next session. I will pick up the right topic. Maybe you can join and then you can share your thought again. Okay, so
thank you very much for your invitation.
If you don't mind, can you open a video? I want to take a screenshot, if you don't mind, just for a while before we end up, before I leave, everyone leaving the meeting. If you don't mind, can you? All right, I want to take the screenshot, if you don't mind. Just to tell people there are RIM, still seeking only during the pandemic time. If you don't mind, it's not compulsory, but I hope you can. Okay, okay. Now everyone, stay awake. Very nice. Okay. All right. Okay, this is the first page. Okay, okay. I screenshot now. All right. And then the second page. Okay, second page. Hold on. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, thank you very much again. So stay safe, okay? Stay healthy, okay? Stay happy. Okay, until we see again the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your invitation.
All right.
Thank you, Jaini. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Keep in touch. Keep in touch. You know where to reach me.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
All right.